So that's going to do it there for our previews of the games, the rest of the bowl season. So good luck to you guys. If you guys are in bowl pools, if you guys are betting these games, good luck. But speaking of betting games, let's get over to the counter. All right. I got 5 bets. I don't know how many CD you got, probably 4 or 5. I guess I'll recap, right? Last week, right, we went Saturday. We'll recap Saturday's games, which we just picked. I went 4-1, only loss being ECU, NC State over 59. That was pretty brutal. But Iowa State 4.5 cash, which maybe for the wrong reasons, right? TCU minus 10 cash, Army minus 14 cash, Boston College, Nebraska under 46.5 cash. I'll say I got lucky on that one for sure. A lot of red zone possessions, crazy turnovers, interesting weather. I shouldn't say it was bad weather, but it was icky, right? So for you, you had TC minus 10, which cashed, Army minus 14, which cashed. You were also on the ECU, NC State over 59 with me. That did not cash. You were also on Colorado first half minus 2.5. So, and I guess, by the way, you weren't crazy to think that players could be opting out of second halves, by the way, when you were taking Colorado first half minus 2.5. Now, that didn't end up being the case for Colorado, and it didn't matter. But I think you were right to fear that potentially. I think you might have been ahead of the game.
Yeah, obviously, 2-2, we'll take it in bowl season. I mean, I started off super hot in bowl season. I'm still positive on the year, up 4+ units, which is something I will absolutely take. And I late ad there, Arkansas plus 2.5 on Twitter. So make sure you guys are following us on Twitter. That was back on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
You got,
Yep.
because there will be stuff right going on where you've got opt outs, you've got players not dressing, whatever may happen. Make sure you're followed on Twitter because we do like to get some stuff out there. And obviously, we'll count that as our record, and we want you guys to get those lines as well, if you
Yeah.
want
So on the year, yeah,
responsibly.
exactly.
Covered
On the
us.
year, I'm 50. On the year, I'm 51-47, so I'm only down like half a unit, 0.59 units. I mean, I'm up on the year technically, if we want to count unit management, but whatever. We count these straight units. You are 51-42. You're up 4.41 units. So as a show, we're 102-89. I'd say that's pretty good. Up almost 4 units as a show. So I would actually say that's really good because you're gonna have a lot of guys come on and talk to the microphone and not keep track of the record for you guys because it is so bad. One of my favorite shows as a show. They're down 60 units, the 4 of them. So it is, yeah, it's tough out there. So I'm happy with what we're doing right here. But anyways, let's get into it then. I'll start off strong here. Let's go Baylor minus 3.5 against LSU. I like it a lot, dude. So many opt outs for LSU on the offensive line. Baylor, not a lot of opt outs. They've been playing so well offensively. They can run the football, which LSU's had a problem with. Baylor, I think, is more physical than people give them credit for, particularly on that interior defense line we talked about. Give me Baylor minus 3.5 here.
Listen, I don't hate that at all for you. I thought about it for sure. It worries me because I know there's some athletes on LSU that are still playing for them. And LSU's got some good momentum right now. I don't think that's a program or a coaching staff that has mailed it in at all. But listen, we picked that. I picked Baylor as well. I don't hate that for you. I'm gonna go stick on Tuesday, I believe. Let's go Alabama and Michigan over 43.5. And this one has to do with some opt-outs on both sides in the secondary and linebacker, not opt-outs, injuries, opt-outs, all that same kind of stuff, portal in secondary and linebacker for Alabama. And then you got a lot of really good players on the D-line and secondary for Michigan in the portal, as well as I also think you're going to get a little bit better offensive play from Alabama than you saw at the end of the year. And I also think Michigan, even without the running backs, I think you'll give them time. They can scheme open stuff. And I wonder if it'll force them to actually try to come up with a game plan to throw the football and be successful at it and not just pepper Colson Loveland, for 4 straight games and then get them hurt and then have nothing else to do offensively. So I do hope, right, that that's going to be the case there in this game. Over 43.5 seems too low. I also see a spot here where Alabama puts up 35 and hopefully 38. And then Michigan just has to give me 7. And that could be a real spot here. That line is 13.5. So it could be a blowout in this game. Every game that has been over 10 points has cashed to the favorite. And they've scored a lot of points. So, yeah.
Well, speaking of 10-point favorites, yeah, Ole Miss minus 17. It's gonna be my next one.
I'll,
So
I'll ride that with you there.
let's go. Yeah, and you know what? Like Duke could prove me wrong. Their offensive line could hold up. Like I don't think that they will. Right? They have held up. All right, against the competition that they played this year. But if you've been following the bowl games, right, maybe some of those defensive lines that they played against are not particularly incredible. I think this is a different beast. I think they're going to fall apart. I think Henry Bellin is just not a dude, and Jackson Dart is going to, yeah, he's gonna absolutely shell them. So, and also too, like even without Trey Harris, like when they haven't had him, they've still had a very effective passing game this year, which may not have been the case last year, right? But I think they're going to be solid.
Yeah, I'll echo everything you just said there. Also, real quick interruption here. If you're watching this and you're kind of confused, we're just doing best bets for the last week of bowl games only, no playoffs. So this is from Monday,
Yeah.
the 30th, all the way to Saturday the 4th. So from the Music City Bowl all the way to the Bahamas Bowl. With that being said, I'll go another double-digit favorite here, Texas State minus 13. The best story
Boom.
of Thank you. I know you're on that as well. The best story of college football in the bowl season could be Drew Mestamaker, right? And what he can do as a true freshman, walk on, former safety, coming and winning the job at the backup job and having to be thrust into the spot here for North Texas. But I think more times than not, even if he's playing well, I wouldn't mind Texas State in the spot here. Yeah, Texas State going to Dallas, not far from Denton, gets a win here, minus 13, Texas State.
Yeah. For all the reasons, I'm with you on that one. Let me go to South Carolina. I'll take a 9.5 against Illinois. I know you don't like that a lot, but I'll lay with the Gamecocks, brother. I mean, I think that even without Kyle Kennard, I think that defense line is still so good. I think Kyle Kennard is a monster, right? But I do think that like some of his productivity, right, also comes from the menaces that they have on the inside there. I'm DJ Sanders, NFL. Tonka Hemingway, NFL.
Stewart will be there.
Stewart, yeah, Dylan Stewart, you're hopefully is going to be NFL. Still got all the guys in the secondary playing in this game. I mean, Lenore Sellers has just been unbelievable. Illinois has tough time tackling. Luke Allmeyer's not good under pressure. All of these things add up to me believing South Carolina can win by double digits. So I fade an SEC team, and then I take two essentially double digit point SEC teams. So
Yeah, listen, that's not crazy. I took Illinois to cover in our little pick 'em here, but I didn't feel great about it. Also, Sellers is going to be healthy, like real healthy. So,
yeah,
good luck. Good luck to those Illinois defenders there. I'm going to go to the Duke's Mayo Bowl here, and I've got Minnesota minus 7.5 as my best bet here. We talked about it in that video. There's a lot going wrong for Virginia Tech right now, portal wise, opt out, injury, a lot of things that can go wrong. I know Minnesota's got some key, very good football players not playing for them. I trust the ones that are going to be playing. PJ loves to win his bowl games. He wants that Mayo bath. I think he gets it. The hook scares me. I wish I got it a couple weeks ago when it was
yeah,
at 5.5. I think that could come back to absolutely bite me. But I also think Minnesota's going to be in a spot here where they can potentially lean on Virginia Tech, even with some revolving doors at offensive line, right? I think you're just going to let Darius Taylor go and really get after this defense, especially with those opt outs, in that defensive line.
yeah. I like it. I like it. I'll take Buffalo minus 2.5 as my last bet.
I'll tell
Is
you
that
as
your
well.
last bet as well?
Yep, that's
Okay.
it.
So for there, right, lots of opt outs. Okay. There could be a situation where Ryan Berger absolutely is awesome and shreds his Buffalo secondary, but I gotta believe that Buffalo's gonna shut down that run game, which is what Liberty's gonna try to do with Quinn Cooley and Billy Lucas. Okay, you know they're gonna try to do that. I think Buffalo can stop them, right, with some of the superstar talent that they have there in the front seven. And then also too offensively, like Pete Lembo's just going to try to control this game. He's going to try to force Liberty to make mistakes. And look, Kennesaw State did the same thing earlier this season, and you saw an inferior team, okay, pull up and beat Liberty because they controlled the football. They let Liberty make their mistakes. Liberty didn't capitalize on their scoring possessions. I think Buffalo is just a well-coached, good football team. And the MAC, by the way, has been absolutely unbelievable this bowl season. So why stop now? Give me Buffalo minus 2.5.
Yeah, all the reasons you said. No reason to repeat all that good stuff. Also, we just love Pete Lembo here. I think they're going to be so ready to play that football game. 2.5. I'll take it. Under a field goal, I was going to absolutely be riding that for Buffalo. Yeah.
Yeah. So to recap that for Spotify listeners, we got Baylor minus 3.5 for me, South Carolina minus 9.5. For CD, Alabama, Michigan over 43.5, and Minnesota minus 7.5. And then both of us are all over Ole Miss minus 17, Texas State minus 13, and Buffalo minus 2.5. Thank you all so much for tuning in to the Redshirt Sophomore. Once again, we love having you guys here. Look, and I encourage you to just subscribe. Okay, I know that this was a lot. This bowl season has been awesome for us. We appreciate the growth that you guys have shown us and the love. We love doing this. It is exciting. And we know on this show that we cover bowl games better than just about any other, national college football coverers of the sport. All right. We do a good job here with this. We know that. Um, we also see us do a good job during the coaching carousel, right? We still got all those videos that need to come out later, especially we're letting these coaches get a chance to kind of build their staffs, but once that kind of gets played out a little bit more, we will give deep dives and you guys can get excited about your coaches, unexcited about your rivals coaches and all that, and then transfer portal as well. And of course, college football playoffs, who could forget? So thank you for tuning in. CD, you got anything for us on the way out?
Yeah, it's been a hell of a time, hell of a bowl season. This is, I think, one of the best things of sport, right? The bowl season. I know they're trying to take it away from us. I love the bowl season. It's been awesome doing all these videos, deep diving into all these rosters, portal. It's been a lot of work, and like you said, we do appreciate all the support you have given us. So thank you for you guys. Happy holidays, happy New Year coming out. If you're watching this in 2025, it's been a heck of a year, and looking to jump into 2025, like you said, with all of our good stuff.
All righty. And we'll see y'all in the next one.